Well, I mean, this is where I grew up. Right behind me is where my parents lived, and it's kind of my childhood home. I live near the airport now, which is not too far away. But all the property, this and what's behind you is it's family land. It's been in the family for I don't know, at least 70, 80 years. Um, and you know, right here there was four houses that are no longer here. Right here, you know, beautiful grass, nice stream. Uh, but that's what was here post Helene or pre Helene. Oh man, you could go to any house and it was just like you were at your house. Um, if you went into the house and didn't eat, they'd get mad at you. that's pro- that's probably the most fond memory. I mean, just you know, all the neighborhood kids were relatives, and you know, just riding bikes. And like I said, if we wanted to eat lunch, we might go into this house one day. We might go into another house the other day. Always welcome. Well, it's my mom and dad, and like I said, they lived here for 50 plus years. They're very supportive. Supported me when I was playing sports and supported me when I was coaching. Um, you know, they rarely missed a ball game. They love coming. There's so many Craigs. I mean, there's so many Craigs that live here, that have land here. It just, you know, it kind of, when I was a kid, people would just start saying Craigtown, and everybody knew where Craigtown was at because, you know, like I said, a majority of the people that lived up here are Craigs. And we would always joke about who the mayor of Craigtown was. Oh man, I don't know, 30, 30 to 40 maybe. That's just a guess. 11 immediate family members taken that day. 13 people in total, but like I said, 11 immediate family members. And kind of right here where we're sitting was one, two, three, four, five, six. Just right here, actually seven, eight, with two guys that tried to save some people. That it got them too, as they were in the process of trying to save somebody. Well, I'll try to make a long story short, but one of my uncles went to get his daughter-in-law, and he pulled into the driveway up there and told her, you know, we're going to take you up to the church. The power was out, it was raining, the water was getting up a little bit, and he told her to get her stuff, and he said, I'm going to go wait on you in the car. And he went back to his truck, sat down in the truck, and he looked in his rearview mirror and he saw it coming, the first wave. And the good Lord kept him on this earth for a reason. His car went one way, her car came another way. He got lodged under a tree. It pushed the house that she was in over to the bank. And of course, everybody saw it, and those three guys got in the house, and got her to safety. They knew he was in his truck. So they started back down to see if they could get him out of his truck, and then the next wave came through. They tried to outrun it, couldn't outrun it. So that's kind of a long story short. Well, there was three of them, and they probably came about 5 minutes apart. Um, all three of them that came from the mountain behind you were about the same in size. Just water, rocks, trees, mud, you name it. You know, full trees as big as you probably couldn't reach your arms around. We came down standing up. But it did it three times, probably about 5 minutes apart.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
It was tough. I mean, you know, it's hard for me to imagine because most of my family was here and I wasn't. You know, it took me a while for me to even find out what had happened because the phones went SOS, no cell service, no power, no nothing. You think about the places that flood during a major storm. and you know those places are going to probably be a little bit worse. And most of the people around those places probably have time to get out and to leave. You never think it's going to happen here, you know, with such a small stream and so much debris. I mean, there's no way anybody ever thought this was going to happen here. Not a chance. You know, the worst thing I thought of on that Friday was, you know, my parents had a few poplar trees in the yard, and you know, my thought was, I hope one of those poplar trees didn't come down with all the wind and the saturation and everything. Because like I said, where we're at, I'm 54 years old, and I've never seen this small stream even get out into the yard, ever. And that was the thing. And you know, by the time it might have been, okay, we might need to get out, it was too late. It was too late. Somehow that tree, somehow that tree made it. And you know, like I was telling you earlier, it's I can go to that tree and I can I know where the house sat. I had a '69 Camaro that sat right on the other side of it, but there was a bank that went down to it. And my dad had a little shed that he kept lawnmowers in, and it all sat right there. You know, without that, it would be hard to really picture where everything was. And there's just a few things on the property that help do that. And of course, this rock, it was underground, and I mean, it's been here for as long as I can remember. And like I said, my mother had little azaleas planted around it, stuff like that. It got washed away a little bit, and they brought it back up here, and it's almost in the place where it was at. It's really close. It does. It does. Yeah. Just it comforts me that because of so much that was lost, every little bit that's here, you love it, you like it, it comforts you. Because of everything that else that you would like to have is gone, and you don't even know where it's at. That's another story. Everything happened on Friday morning, and like I said, the phones went SOS, no power, and I tried to get out, but Cane Creek, it looked like the Ohio River, and I had to turn around and go back home. And you know, I'm like, I'll go up and just check on everybody tomorrow and see how everybody is. They couldn't get people in, they couldn't get people out. It took them up until, you know, 9 or 10 o'clock on Friday night before they could get people out that they needed to get out. So Saturday morning, I wake up and I still don't know. And Lowe's is near the house and they had water. So I told my wife, we're gonna go get some water, some snacks. And while I was gone, a couple people from here came looking for me. And when I get back to the little development I live in, some people said, there were people riding around here looking for you. And it was like, you know, that's kind of weird, you know. My daughter was in Greece. She had just gotten married the weekend before. She was getting bits and pieces of it. And we finally started to get a little cell service on Saturday. It was very spotty. You had to be in a certain spot to get it. But it got to the point, I told my wife, I said, I'm going to ride up and I'm going to check on Mom and Dad and everybody up there. And I told her to go over to my son's house and just make sure he was okay. And because at this point, my daughter, she was kind of freaking out a little bit. And I tried 3 ways to get here and had to turn around. And I stopped by another coach's house that his son-in-law is related to me. And when I walked up on the porch, he had that look in his face, and he said, you haven't heard. I said, nope. That was tough. I get up here as quick as I could. That was it. And you know, once I got here, it's pretty much just gonna stay until we found everybody. Yeah. And help everybody that was still with us you know, as much as I could and be here for each other. Rain's gonna get.
We're hoping that
No, no. I mean, that coach, Coach Brown, he jumped in the car with me. He rode with me, and of course he had known. He was one of the guys that had been looking for me, and you know, he couldn't believe it either. It was just the fact of, you know, he was telling me that this person was gone and that person was gone and everybody was gone. And but you know, like I was telling you earlier, I can tell you how it was, but if you didn't see it, words can't describe it. Words cannot describe it. There was some. I mean, my parents' home and my great aunt and uncle just around the corner, that's pretty much the only two homes that were totally taken. The rest of them, my grandmother's home got washed down into my aunt and uncle's home, and it kind of diverted some of the stuff around it. The rest of them were kind of pushed to the side, and only certain parts of the homes really affected, but these two were totally gone. There was nothing. And so, well, my parents lived in this one, and my great aunt and uncle lived in the other one. As my grandmother's brother. Day by day, day by day. Some days are better than others. They are. Yeah, when we finally get some grass seed down and stuff, it's going to be a lot better. Just get the place looking a little better, so it doesn't look like it looks. You know, it looks a lot better now, but it still has a long way to go. 10 days. I think it was 10 days to recover all of them.
were you involved in this?
I tried to help as much as I could. Yeah, I did. You know, one of my cousins, he works at the fire department, and he kind of took it upon himself. He went every day to identify. Anytime they found a body, they'd come get him, and he would go identify them. And I just, you know, I tried to make sure I went with him. You know, I didn't identify anybody, but just to make sure he was okay. Well, it's, you know, if I was here that day, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here, you know, unless I was somewhere where it didn't hit. And that's just, you know, that's the reality of things. And if I'd have been in the house, I'd be gone too. You know, sometimes you would think, well, you know, maybe get away from the stream, but like I said, it's never even flooded, got out in the yard in my lifetime, so.